Alright guys, so it's time. It's time to begin the Diamond Society, and let's do it right. Make it rain, gentlemen. Woo!
Yeah.
Ballin!
Hooks and hoes.
What's up guys, it's Scoot Dizzle here, and welcome to episode 1 on the Diamond Society. As you can see, I'm all dressed up looking sharp in my new suit with my watch, haha, and I'm just excited for this, guys. I'm super excited, so I want to get started, and I've only done just a little bit here, but my plan for the first episode is I kind of want to talk to you guys about what the Diamond Society is and kind of what our plans are, what's going to make this server, things that are going to make this server cool and kind of stand out, I guess. So we're going to talk a little bit about that while I get geared up, or actually we're going to do a little bit of a montage while I get geared up. So the first order of business, really, we'll talk about the Diamond Society later, but I want to use my newly improved UHC skills to get off to a quick start, I guess you could say. Like, I want to get some pretty good iron gear going and stuff like that before I really start messing around a whole lot. So should have made myself a shovel. Actually, there's a cave over here. So you should be hearing some music in the background right now, and that means that it is montage time. Enjoy. Alright guys, so here we are. We are basically right next to where we're going to be building our town. And yeah, we've got this village right next to where we're at, which is really convenient. I'm pretty sure that the guys have already trapped all the villagers. I would hope so. Who is that? Whitefire. Okay, cool. Oh, what's up, Offensive? Man, he's already decked out in diamond gear and stuff. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so yeah, we kind of lucked out, right? This is where we wanted to build our little town. And yeah, I tell you what. Okay, first of all, let's go over the results of my start here on the server. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed the montage. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and definitely helps me out. But I have to say, I was hoping to get a little bit better geared up, but I did alright. So let's check this out. So projectile protection, almost everything. That's basically the most unlucky enchanting I've done. But feather falling 2 boots, man, I'll take that. That's pretty cool. And I just got a sharpness on the sword, so not exactly like UHC Pro kind of thing like I was hoping for. We got our diamond pick, first one, and another 18 diamonds, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, just grab some random stuff. We've got snow, so we can get a snow farm going. And what else did I get? Just a whole bunch of coal, some gold, some basic mining stuff. No big deal really. But I also was able to make an enchanting table, which is awesome because apparently nobody else had made one yet, and I was actually late to the server getting started up, which is why I didn't have any kind of like intro clip with who is that? Dukester, sorry. Dukester, he's all diamond out too. That's pretty BA. Anyway, we also found this horse. I found, you guys probably saw it, I found a spawner and grabbed some horse armor and a saddle. We tamed our first horse already, and I'm kind of torn, guys, so let me know in the comments. There was the last horse we named was on Streamcraft. It was Sleipnir, and this one I chose the all black horse because it reminded me of an old horse that I had from season 1 of Streamcraft. That was Thunder Horse, and so I'm thinking about naming this one Thunder Horse the Third, or we might name him Turd Ferguson. That was the other name that was suggested by a subscriber in one of the previous videos when we named Sleipnir. So real quick, before we get going, there's so much to do. I really want to try to get the house done in this episode. So like I don't want to do a giant house like I did last time. I really just want to do something that's a little bit easier and a little bit smaller scale, but looks really nice and is fun to hang out in pretty much. So I think that's all we're gonna do. Now, I could explain to you guys all of the details for spawn. We've pretty much got it mapped out how we want to do this whole thing, and I'm really excited to get started on it. But rather than explaining all that stuff right now in this episode, I just kind of want to show you what we have to choose from as far as houses and stuff goes. Let's see. There should be a river over here. So basically this whole plains area right here that we're standing in, if I remember correctly, I think this is where all of our skyscrapers and things are going to go. So we're basically going to be building a city, right? And then we're going to have an area for like small to medium sized builds, which should be across a river that for some reason I am not seeing yet. So anyway, and then the residential areas are basically going to surround everything. So for example, if we wanted to, we could build a house up on one of these mountains, which I'm thinking about doing. I want to make sure that wherever I put the house, okay, because that's basically the next order of business, is I need to claim a plot, I need to get some chests thrown down and start kind of getting my plot ready to build on, right? So anyway, I was just taking a minute to collect my thoughts. This looks a little bit different than, we checked out this map, just flying around so we could pick out a really good build location and everything like that. And it's definitely a lot different here running around on the ground level. But anyway, I want to find a house. I want to do a house on the hills, which is something that we did in Streamcraft, but I want to make sure it has a really nice view of everything. So I think the next order of business, guys, is I'm going to kind of run around here a bit, maybe get to a high vantage point, and see if I can find a really great spot, like the perfect spot to build on. Because right now I'm feeling a little disoriented with my geography and such. So let me kind of look around, see what I can find, and I'll be right back. Just a quick progress update. So right now we're at basically a fork in a river, and now I've got my bearings. I was way too far over that way. So right here we're going to do some kind of landmark statue, right? And then this little area is going to be one of the residential areas along the river, which I think will be pretty cool. Over here we're going to build up some pretty tall buildings, skyscraper sized buildings, and that's going to be primarily farm areas and then other just fun tall builds. Over here is going to be that light to medium-sized build area, like player shops and things like that. So what I want is I want to try and find a spot, like maybe up there or on some hills over there, where I can get a really good view of like the entire city. So I'm going to keep looking and I'll be right back. Scouting update number 2. So I climbed up to the top of this pretty high mountain, and I'm looking out, and I can just barely right there see that fork in the river, and that's kind of not going to make for the best view. I don't even know if we're going to expand the downtown area this far down, so I'm going to try over there. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so last update before I really start getting down to business here. I think I found a really good spot. I really like this this whole view of the river. I think that's going to be really nice. And we'll have a great view of the skyline from over there. Might be some other houses over there. We don't know yet. And then we've got the light to medium-sized builds over here. There's going to be a bridge connecting these two pieces of land. And then our little monument I was talking about earlier, the statue, should be right around there somewhere, with some houses and stuff dotted around back there. So I really feel like this gives us a great view of what's to come. The only problem is that it's got a pretty big mountain here, and I really the thing about building on areas like this is that you really have to tear down a lot of dirt and stone to get a big enough plot to build something cool on. So like if we come right over here, for example, it just sharply drops off, and then yeah, so it's not the best shape for the land, and I don't want to go too much further back either. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do the landscaping for all this. It's going to be really intensive though with low-level tools. So I don't know yet, but I'm going to get as much done as I can. So I'm going to be doing quite a bit of grinding before the next check-in, but probably once I get this stuff landscaped quite a bit, then I don't know. I guess I'll show you what we've got. Alright guys, I have a progress update for you. And yeah, so I've got this whole thing flattened out. Now that took quite a while with iron tools, and I finally got fed up with it. I went and did a little bit of enchanting on my diamond pick, and boom, efficiency 4, unbreaking 3. That's one of the luckiest enchants I've gotten first time out on a diamond pick. So I really would have loved to have had a fortune 3 or something like that, but hey, I'm pretty happy about it. So it definitely made the job a lot faster. I also, basically this was a straight line, kind of like what you're seeing now. And so I tried to go through and I basically carved out a few layers, trying to follow sort of the natural landscaping. I tried to do a little dip and stuff like that. It's a little bit obvious, but it's something, you know. It's not bad, I don't think. And we might do a little bit more, you know, once we get over here, we might build up like a little corner or something, like, I don't know, just a little something like that, for example. That's bad, but we'll get that worked out. Anyway, so the plot is all ready, and I've marked out the approximate size that I have to work with. So I'm thinking, and you know what, probably should have brought this out just a tiny bit more actually, which means I might have to make some changes on my creative build. I don't know yet. But anyway, so I've been working in creative mode on a design for this house, and I've got something that I'm really excited to build. But real quick, I just want to show you some other stuff. So this is the start of a pathway over here. It looks like we can go ahead and replace this one, all that grass filled in. And so we're not going to really worry about the path in this episode. I think we're going to maybe do that as a project for next episode. But this is going to be sort of the roadway that goes all the way up to my base. And I'm probably just going to do stone bricks and stone slabs or something like that, just to keep it pretty simple. And but the idea is I want it to kind of look like a road, sort of a road, and then all along the sides here we're going to fill it in with landscaping on both sides over here, maybe some water features and things, and the same thing along here. We'll have a dedicated area for landscaping, and that's kind of what we're going to do over here with this thing as well. And anyway, we'll get this thing shaped up and looking a whole lot nicer. So there's sort of a grand entranceway up to the house. And basically, the house is the next thing now. We're ready to build our spawn house. And yeah, I just have to finish designing it. I'm going to hop back on the Azuma Void Plot World domain. And that's where I'm working on it right now. So I'm going to get over there. I'm going to finish up that design. And then the other thing I know is that I'm going to have to do a lot of resource gathering to get this house made. How much quartz do I have right now? not much. Yeah, barely any. And without a fortune pick, I don't know how well that's going to go. So I'm going to need a lot of quartz. And I also saw that Offensive Gen from Infinite Labs, he made a pathway from his base to my base, basically, which is cool. And yeah, he's got a really nice... Oh, I'm not going to show any of that off. He hasn't released a video yet. But anyway, he said this is a temporary design, and it kind of makes more sense than the design that I'm going for. It's more straightforward or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, so I got a ton of work to do, guys, but I'm having a lot of fun playing here on the server, and everyone's getting along really well and stuff like that. It's going good, so I'm excited about it. But we're going to make a really cool modern house here, and we're going to be making a bold statement with it as well. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. Alright, so I've been on the creative server for a while trying to hammer out a design for what I want. Some of you may recognize this. This is from the Streamcraft series. This is when we made the Hacienda. Not the Hacienda, that was the first season. The Scarface mansion, sort of. But anyway, this was the Rotunda. That was the word I was looking for, and this was just a prototype. But of course, we're not here to look at that. We are here to look at this. Alright, so those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that I like to tag my initials, you know, whenever I can. And I thought, you know, if we really want to make a statement on this server, why not do it with our initials as a modern house, right? I mean, but I don't know. So it looks kind of weird. I'll give you that. And the bottom here looks a little plain. The thing is, this is the back side of the house, right? So when you are down on the city level, because we're in the mountains, you're going to look up, you know, from pretty far away, and you're going to be able to see Coop Dizzle, right? That's the idea. From the front, it is backwards. We'll look at that in just a second. So I tried to do the modern house thing. I'm not really that good at it, right? So then you have a backwards DC, and so coming up from the front, you might not even really notice. Like, it might just be some derpy shapes, right? So, but we're going to try and do some details, like we'll do some plants and stuff over here. I want to have a garage really bad this season, so we're going to build ourselves a little car and park it in this garage over here. Unfortunately, I can't really squeeze in a door unless I do it maybe right here and do something like that, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, so it's going to be pretty cool though, right? Like, we're going to have this little downstairs area. I want to try and squeeze in a little couch and like a TV or something like that, and then you can just hop right into the jacuzzi and go in a dip in the pool, like all that stuff. So it's gonna be like really cool pad. There is a problem, like for example, I can't really, well, hey, that time I did it. From right there I can do it, but this staircase is so freaking close to the door, it really just doesn't look good. So we're gonna fix that up, and here's what the inside is looking like so far. So I'm thinking this might be like the bedroom or something, and we might, I don't know what we're going to do in here. It's really tight. And then the other thing too is, again, I'm not really experienced in not creative, but modern builds. So I think I might go watch a couple of Let's Build episodes and kind of see how they handle this glass and do that kind of thing and make some tweaks. But the biggest tweak is going to be simply that we're going to make this thing just a little bit bigger. So it's going to make the land around it, it's going to make that sort of a lot more cramped on the outside, but we've got to. Alright, so I really don't have any of these materials. I'm going to go collect up a whole lot more quartz. I have a little bit, but I don't think I have quite enough for this. I'm going to have to go find a mesa biome, get some clay, get some spruce wood. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the birch wood. I kind of really don't like it. But I didn't want to do the spruce wood because, you know, that would just all be the same color. So we'll have to figure out something for that too. But anyway, I hope you like where this is going, guys. But the big thing is, the most important thing is going to be the view from a distance for the people who are like driving around town. They're going to look up at the mountain and they're going to see Coop Dizzle, and that's what we want. Alright, so lots of work to do, and I will see you back on the server when we are ready to start building this puppy. Welcome back, guys. So a couple of things real quick before we get started on the house project. Our render distance has had to be bumped down just a little bit, so that's really going to have a big impact on our view, and we're going to see what we can do about hopefully upgrading the server so that we get a really pretty view back. And also, you can also see we started doing some work here in the skyscraper district of the town, which I'm really excited for. And yeah, so we just kind of put like a barrier along the natural terrain, Jen, and also built that up a little bit. Looks really cool when you're standing over there and you're up above the water just a little bit. But yeah, so we're going to have some skyscrapers over here. We're going to have this area reserved for like a nature park, and then more skyscrapers along that way, and then a road behind those, and another row going along that way. And I think that our town hall, which is going to be like a hotel basically, I think is going to sit right on the other side of that park. So it's going to be really cool. But anyway, enough of that. That was how I spent quite a bit of my time earlier. I did get a lot of resources together, and this took ages, guys. You know how it is when you first start out. It takes forever to get stuff done. So I went and got a whole bunch of clay. I dyed it black, which is incorrect, and then I dyed it gray, which is also incorrect, and finally I got cyan, which is what we need. So we're going to take those bad boys. We're going to take a few of these, and we're going to take some of these, and also this. Hopefully I've got enough quartz. I think I do, but I don't know for sure. If I don't, it's going to be sad times for sure. So, my friends, it is finally time to get this thing done. So, we are going to cut into a montage, and I'm excited to finally do this, guys. I'm making some changes from the creative one, and yeah, I think it's going to turn out good, but we'll see. You should be hearing some music right now. And yeah, let's get to work. Alright guys, well, we are back and here to check out the, well, not quite finished product, but you know what, it's pretty close. So we just recorded that little intro bit where we were all making it rain diamonds, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that for a little intro. And you know, on the time lapse, I'm sorry there's such a big cut there. You know, there's still so much stuff to kind of show the progression of, and then all of a sudden it's done with a bunch of landscaping and everything. And so anyway, let's go ahead and just go check this thing out. Let's see. So yeah, let's just start over here at the front. Anyway, yeah, so here we are at the front. Now I've got this little pathway, or I guess you could say concrete design or whatever, and that's going to be very different from the pathway that we use for that, because we have to use all slabs going around over there. But I think it looks nice, you know, and These guys are like photobombing me. So back off, man. Alright. So hopefully these guys won't be photobombing much for the rest of this little finishing segment here. But yeah, so this thing looks a lot better than it did on that creative server, and I think that this little central pillar here is one of the big things that really did it. I also, literally part of the way through that montage, I had to go back because I didn't have enough room for the garage after I added this segment back in. So instead of this being, I think it was 7x7 or 8x8, yeah, it was 7x7 on the server. I started making it 8x8 on here. That wasn't enough room, so I had to go back again and fix it after I'd already started recording stuff and made this 9x9. Horse thief! Horse thief! Horse thief! Alright. So, anyway. Alright, so yeah, so I had to redo this literally mid-time-lapse here. So anyway, let's go check out some of the details quickly. We got to start to the garage area, and I spent so much money on these tires that I just didn't have enough to buy the rest of the parts for the car, because as you can see, we've got diamond rims on the tires. So we're going to build like a little luxury vehicle in here, but I like this little detail thing where it kind of looks like the garage door is coming up. So that's something I saw on like a Corrales inspiration video or something, inspiration series, that really came in handy here. So landscaping around the outside, we just planted some trees. I got one tall one over here, and we got a horse stable over here. It's really small, not much. I would have liked to have made it a little bit bigger, but then we'd be running into the cliffside, which I don't want. We've got these little stone things. I've seen this in some nicer houses where they just have kind of stones laid out here and there as pathways. And then a couple of small trees here. Now I tried to go for some bigger trees originally, but they totally covered up the letters, so that didn't really work out too well. We did this as a sort of a border for some bushes and things, and there's a peony bush, a 2-wide peony bush, if you've never seen that kind of thing before. But yeah, let's go hop, and we've got this pool area and this deck. Now the deck is slightly decorated, but there's still a lot to do. I need to hide the lighting, for example. I don't know if I'm going to do anything special with this little balcony. I might give it a little bit of a roof or something. I think that would be really nice, but it just gives us a really nice view of our city in progress here. And a pool, because, you know, you've got to have a pool. Like, our mission is to just ball out of control, so, you know, we've got to do that. We've got a jacuzzi, indoor jacuzzi, so you can just come in here and chill out. Wrong button. There we go. Just chill out with the boys and hang out and do stuff. Chill out with Mrs. Coop Dizzle, if you're me. So, yeah, we got I guess a wide screen TV here with some speakers, and those are actually jukeboxes, so if I can get some discs, we can actually do that. I still have to find some lighting in here, so we might do like some carpeting or a rug or something like that. And I really like this sugarcane design as well, as just using that as sort of a filler underneath those steps. So the staircase thing works out pretty good compared to the creative build. And here's the only part of this house that I really dislike, and it's this, the interior. And it's because this glass, it's a little bit hard to see at nighttime, but this glass hangs down a bit, and it just doesn't look that good. So I'm not too sure what to do about it. I also don't like how the glass kind of comes out from here. Now, you can see over here, it's not too terrible really, but in here it looks awful. Because we've got, it's just nothing but, you know, glass and then pillar, glass, pillar. So it really looks strange, in my opinion. If you guys have any ideas, and originally this glass extended all the way across too, I went ahead and got rid of that. But like I said, it's still just odd. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I have a feeling, because I really haven't done a modern house in like almost 2 years or a year and a half or so. And I think where I might be going wrong here is that these need to be too thick. Like this whole thing, the whole letter, like the floor, the pillars, the ceiling, I think it all needs to be 2 blocks thick. However, the problem is if we do that, it's going to make this room even smaller. And I don't know if I want to make it smaller. So I don't know. It might not even be worth fixing. But let me know if you have any ideas in the comments. And right, I just put a glass wall back there. So there's one more perspective I really think we need to check this out at. The whole point of doing the design the way that it is was so that you could see very clearly my initials from a distance. So I'm thinking let's go somewhere over there, or maybe over there would be even better, where the light to medium builds are going to be, all the player shops and stuff like that. Let's go see what this thing looks like from over there. Yeah, boy, I love it. I love it. They're going to be able to see it from absolutely everywhere. Only problem I'm seeing right now is that on this little mountain thing over here is that there are some bushes, probably some trees. Yeah, that tree right there is getting in the way of the sea. But overall, I'd say that turned out really, really cool. So, you know, I'm really happy with it. I didn't know if it was going to turn out good or awful, but I think, yeah, I love it, guys. So anyway, let me go ahead and get in my suit here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys had fun on the first episode of the Diamond Society. I had a lot of fun. Everyone's having a great time, and we're all just super stoked to be doing this thing. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you did enjoy it, please make sure and hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so you can continue to ball hard with us here on the Diamond Society server. And yeah, this series, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. And don't worry, Streamcraft is going to resume very shortly as well. So anyway, yeah, feel free to share the video and hang out in the comment section. Let me know what tweaks you think I could do, or if there's a way you think I could improve this thing and make it look just a little bit better. So yeah, until next time, guys, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later. We're out.